What's poppin' people, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We've got what is, I guess, technically EX6 gameplay, but for once, the mats actually tell you what they're going to be playing. Mr. Lowe is back to his roots on Diaboromon, and Marcio, despite hatching a Pomimon, is indeed still going to be looking to get busy with some bugs. A very slow opening turn from him, but is going to finally see that Blade Quagamon come down, passing over to Karamon for the draw. And then this is my favorite line. The Kurosari that prints memory is the GOAT. And it looks like we're going to go for a 2-cost defense training, finds the errata. But there's still no way to free play out anything just yet. So we're going to go for the Izzy first, because we're not going to be hitting security, to go Memsetter for Memsetter. And then is probably going to go for the errata next turn with the memory. We're going to see the Pomimon come down now to try and stop the Diaboromons. So double errata to go just head to head with them. I kind of dig it. Actually finding something off of the KnTElixar search. That KnTElixar putting in work. And we are going to go into the Quagamon X antibody. This one, so he thought it was top 4. I think Johnny, it wasn't until the round after we looked at this, but it's, that does not search the way it's supposed to, but, Black Memory Boost will pick up. So that Karamon, we looked it up after, it is, also Johnny using the just Japanese text instead of English. It is search top 3, pick up 1 Tamer or option card with, Diaboromon in text, and then also 1 unidentified. So it allows you to find a Digimon, it allows you to find the Disaster Cannon, is that what it's called? The one that plays out a Diaboromon, Digivolve 2 play out a Diaboromon token if you have Diaboromon. It allows you to find errata, obviously. Very, very solid card. Does everything it should do and more. Gonna go into the Diaboromon, having now finally managed to clear the Pomu, and out come the tokens, which means we're going to be getting back to memory, and we will be drawing to, yeah, he's just double checking what his keywords are. So it's going to be jamming, reboot, no, jamming blocker, and we are going to get the Digivolve. Obviously the Hercules cannot be affected by Digimon effects whilst it is suspended, so it's safe for now. But it is not safe from Digimon, from option effects, so we're just going to go for the Catastrophe Cannon. That's what it's called. Nice little alliteration to get us back down, but nothing going to get popped. Just double checking to see what has blocker. The answer is yes. Going to suspend the first one. It looks like we're going to be trying to swing over it. Going to get some power boost, and down comes Herc. And off the perk, we are going to drop the GrandQuaga Ace. Is going to suspend. Is going to pop one of the erratas. And then suspend the GrandQuaga to bot deck the Diabora. And then swing after turn as well to go through a Diaboromon. But we are... we're set up pretty nicely in terms of memory. So we can still do decent amount. In fact, that Infomon, by popping a Diaboromon, should just be able to go straight into a brand new one. I actually quite like the synergy that you get out of these, where like the rebuild pieces make use of the tokens, so you're not just making tokens to just run it down. You can actually use them as resources to rebuild, which I think is a very, very cool way of doing it. I think EX6 Diaboromon is cooler than the BT17 or whatever it is version of the deck. But, I mean, obviously there's synergy between both. I just think that using this as a resource loop is very, very cool. So we can go into the EX6 Diaboromon, give everything that jamming blocker, and we are once again going to Catastrophe Cannon to send him straight back down to a 4. But still, potential to do quite a bit. Tentomon start of main is going to suspend something. Presumably it's suspending the Diaboromon. Yeah, presumably he's going to suspend the Diaboromon. And then we're going to give the +3 to the GrandQuaga, which is going to turn into a Tyrant. Interesting. Okay. So Tyrant gonna be using this to go just dummy wide. I think maybe he's missing a 5, so I'm just gonna go here. We're actually just gonna swing over it. I guess, is it end of turn for Tyrant that it plays out the bug body? Gonna see the agility training. It does find 2 tamers, but only one of them is green, so we'll take the only target we've got. And I see a Lopmon in hand, but I don't think that's getting dropped just yet, so we're gonna go for the greenest of memory boosts. And we are gonna pick up the coolest card, the Crested. The Crested one. We're gonna swing, does get a clear at the end of turn. And start of main is gonna play out the token, which is actually very, very clever here. Is going to put the Pomumon back under, so then just going to pop a token in order to pop the Pomu, and then we're going to check top 5 with the Mamemon, the, let's be real, second best Infamon, and is not going to hit this time, but it does mean that everything that gets played out will get blocker. If the Tentomon doesn't get cleared, it means start of main we're going to have some problems. Going to play out 2 tokens, and the errata going to go sideways, play out another, so we're going to gain the memory back, so that Evo doesn't cost nearly that much. Going to swing at security, is going to hit into the Shivamon, is going to swing in, but thanks to our good friend Yamming, is going to get it. I'm not sure why we gained a memory. I'm assuming it's Johnny realizing that there was a memory proc missed off of the Kurisari, probably. Going to go Infamon here, Infamon going to pop the Diaboromon. No, okay, choosing not to pop the Diaboromon token. Interesting. Once again, I'm going to be suspending a Diaboromon. Where do we go from here? Going to crack a training. Going to go into Blade. Blade going to give power. Annoyingly, I forgot my DP markers that week. Ooh, TyrantKabuterimon. What is that doing here? Oh, I guess it can swing and evolve at combat step. So you can, like, X-antibody style swing over something. It does look like he's reconsidering it, though, so it does not look like we're going to be trying to pass turn with that Evo. I guess it would allow Tyrant, like, double Tyrant, theoretically, would do a lot, but I guess he doesn't want to chance a Blast Evo, which is actually probably the correct way of doing this. So if you try to swing over it, the Infamon threatens a Diaboromon Ace. We are going to swing, he's going to get the clear, and then the Tyrant Bug Blitz is going to swing over a second body. But I guess no Diaboromon Ace. Obviously the Mamemon can stuck to top or bottom. Start of main, we are going to be playing out a Diaboromon. And nothing to de-digivolve because they are sideways. So they are protected for now. And yeah, you can see the Diaboromon Ace there, so I think he's just trying to figure out how to do it. But obviously the problem here is that the Tyrant, obviously it's a Digimon effect, so it would be safe. He's just going to try and go for the value here, though. We do get an redirect off the Izzy to take out 1 bit of damage, but now we can swing through with the others. Plenty of jamming, but these don't have rush, and we're going to have the Mamemon. Once again, Johnny just checking them, so it means they must be in security, right? Checking top 5, and they go back to the top. So 2 draws to the Diaboromon Ace. And I think he just has to Evo on the... I think he just has to Evo on the first swing. Because then he can at least pop one of them. And it forces him to swing with the one with an Ace first. Otherwise, he's going to be... Oh, to be fair, he was past 7, so he could just get overflowed to hell. We're going to suspend the Mame. And gave the +3 to the biggest Tyrant stack. Put up an extra Izzy, which I think is correct, because you do have to play defense with these almost Machine Dramon level redirects. Blade going to come down, and where are we putting that power? I'm going to put the power on the other Tyrant, so both of them now +3. And just a green memory boost. Interesting. We got no suspensions there from Marcia, which is a bit concerning. There we go. End of turn, suspend, bot deck. And then the other Tyrant surely bot decks the other one. Suspend KnTElixar. Alright, this time we're going to be swinging, and there it is. Blast Evo is going to pop the Blade Quagamon. It is done very, very well, how he does this, where it's just, yeah, we are. We are going to just swing through nice and quick. all those redirects, but there's still too many bodies on board, so game 2.
Matrix Digivolution.
What's poppin', Tamers? We're back with Player Ammo once again. A bunch of people ask me why I drink Player Ammo, and it's because they sponsor me. Duh. Jokes aside, I actually was drinking Player Ammo before all of that, because I actually don't have much of a sweet tooth, and I find a lot of energy drinks to be too sweet, especially a lot of the powder brands. But the no sugar approach for Player Ammo and their focus on more tart, like sour flavors, really suits my palate. The fruit punch is really just fruity and packs a nice kick. The blue raspberry is really, really nice as well, nice and sour, kind of like when you get those slushies. If you want something a little bit on the sweeter side, there's the strawberry lemonade, which is more strawberry than it is lemonade. And they do have the lemon flavors as well. And I can tell you for a fact that the new black cherry flavor goes foolish. Yeah, the way I mix mine is by getting the dry powder in and then getting a little bit of water in and just mixing it around to try and make a slurry. Then I add up to half the bottle and shake it a baby. You kind of see it there. You did have indeed the last two erratas in security, and we are going to have a little bit of an aside to talk about our members. If you want to join the growing club of people that have been supporting the channel, then just hit the join button next to the subscribe button. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, what are you doing? Go mash it. Become part of the gang that's also helped us get to 2K. Appreciate all of you. At the mega level, we do have Justice Josh, just holding it down as a tier 3 sub, as well as an ultimate here on YouTube. For our ultimate celebrating 6 months, the Tommy NT and Tommy Tricks are joined by the 3 Strike Rule at the ultimate tier. And then at Champions, getting bonus content from the podcast a month early. We have Shinny Carry, Coffee Deus, DHM, celebrating 6 months, Solar Ouroboros, and Seb Bainbridge Coons. And as we start game 2, we're going to have a Lotmon in the back. And it's going to quickly turn into a Quagamon X antibody. Kind of unfortunate that it does kind of show off that the Lotmon like alliance package is in there. But a Mamimon actually hitting something, then getting to stack to the... choosing to stack to the bottom. I guess he just wants to actually cycle through other cards. And then, of course, the Mimi cycles... Oh, Izzy cycles 3, and then we'll gain 1, because everything in Diaboromon is finally black. It's one of the things, that, like, obviously, the new pieces are pretty sick, but, like, more so than that, just the fact that they are all searchable for boosts and trainings is such a massive consistency piece for these decks. They so desperately needed it. And Bugs so desperately needed what they've got. We're going to play the Quagamon promo off of the Tyrant. We are going to swing through. We are going to pierce through thanks to the Quagamon X antibody. And we are nice and big. And a lot of memory going to come up. So it looks like we are going to just build in the back. Very unfortunate that it looks like, yeah, we were missing the errata. So we are going to take the... Diaboromon in text and the unidentified. I guess it is top 4. Because I think they did look it up. It's top 4 or top 3, one of the two, I don't know. I think it's 4, because the other Keramon search is 5, doesn't it? So it's 1 less than that. Again, once again, we are just going to get rid of these bodies, and the Pomumon is a problem. I think, yep, Kirisari for 5 is going to pop the Pomu. And since there was no rookie in the back, it kind of implies that a second one isn't here, but we do find one off of the Evo climb. Getting to X Evo for 0, and we're going to see the Rhino Kabuteri. So now going to swing into a Tyrant, but instead we're going to go into Grand Quagamon, which gets the suspension. Pops the errata, and we are looking pretty good. Just setting up the big bug wall. Play out the Tento, and then suspension. Are we going to swing through it, or are we going to just spin it? We are going to swing through it, and we are going to get the piercing check, keeping the pressure on. We are finally going to move up. So, I mean, he's not set up particularly well, and of course the errata getting Shame made does not help. 3-cost Evo is going to play out a token. I'm going to use the Infamon to pop the token, and then he's going to go into Diaboromon Ace. Diaboromon Ace is going to play out a Diaboromon, and then with 3 bodies, it is going to clear the rookie, which does take lethal off board. But again, there was no D-Digivolve, there was no pop. It's kind of awkward. These Tyrants are suspended at exactly the right times to play around the problems that we've been having. We're going to have the Izzy for the defensive line, and I wouldn't hate just seeing a training here. Passes in 1, but like obviously he's under Mem Setter anyway, but we're going to be getting overflow off of the bot deck from the suspension. And we're going to go for the training. Fine training. His neutral is so nice. Luckily, I'm pretty sure this is once per turn on the Cheater Blitz. Alright. But he only did use 1 end of turn trigger. So it looks like we're going to swing through. We are going to hit an errata, which is suboptimal for sure. Then we're going to use the Izzy, and then, again, away it goes. Start of main. I'm going to get that D-Digivolve from playing out a token. Takes him out of ace range, but yeah, it's not looking good. We get the draw power, we get the memory, and we're gonna go for, oh, that's big actually. Gets to play out the Diaboromon, which is gonna give him the memory and the draw. So that 4-cost option overflowed. It should have overflowed 4 and gained 1 because we've got the Kurisari. Oh no, that's Kurisari that gives rush. Okay, it's not the memory one. Okay, so both of these attacks are live, which is why double Izzy actually did matter here. We're going for Black Mem boost, so I'm not really sure what Johnny's betting on in security here, because we do have 3 bodies that are ready to swing. They do have blocker, technically, but they only have blocker for really just 1 more turn. Let's be real. Because we'll get the suspension at the end. You have blocker, but he's just going to let it through, because at the end of the day, he is just going to have to chump block with the other stuff, and he knows it's eventually going to get broken. But by doing this, it just keeps him in just a little bit longer. We're going to go for the Rhino. Rhino going to use this when attacking to turn into Tyrant. Tyrant then going to go through, play the Blade, and then we are going to have the block. Where did that token come from? Oh, right. He was just doing it immediately as start of main. Okay. So, little order operations. Who cares? It's draw, raise, immediately play out the token. Get the D-Digivolve for the 19th time. Okay. Top 5 of that searcher does find the Diaboromon, and we are going to go for the one, again, that keeps the blocker wall going. And this is such an interesting one, because it's like 2 giant castles just throwing stuff at each other. Like, they are both desperately trying to chip at each other whilst maintaining enough resources for blocking. And right now, it feels like Tyrant has the ability to get around it, because that plus DP is making the wall much bigger. We are going to gain the memory off of the egg when one of your Digimon with blocker gets deleted. Let's gain a memory. Or one of your Diaboromons gets deleted, gain a memory. I'm going to go into the Infer. Infer should be able to pop Diaboro to go in, yeah, Diaboromon to go into Diaboromon, so we should be able to pop a token to float into a brand new one here, and that is exactly what we are going to do. Going to use the errata to get 2 back, and then do we have any memory inherits to keep turn? Yes, we do. But again, there's no like DG dimension here, so we're just going to drop the Kurisari for 5 to get board control again. And he's just trying to keep the wall bigger. The problem is for Marcio is he's not seeing the Kuwagamon promo. We're seeing a lot of Kuwagamon X, but we're not seeing a lot of Kuwagamon to just get like on play when Digivolving suspend. Ooh, considering blocking early with the big Diaboromon, I think he's trying to keep bodies on board here, because obviously the Keramons can't block. We're gonna lose memory as we do get, or do gain memory as we do get the block. And looks like we're going to try and swing through the Diaboromon. Of course, we're going to keep it safe. And we still have 1 more blocker left. And there's no taunts or anything here with like Diaboromon. We don't need Laplace as a way of extending. Marcio is in good position to potentially drop the giant missile that he's not revealed yet, because it would give lockdown. Oh, actually, no, he can't. Because the lockdown doesn't help him when he's... the lockdown wouldn't help him whilst he's in a position where it would just get stupid value. We'll once again get D-Digivolve at start of main. It's double D-Digivolve now as well, from a 5 back down to a 3. This is just slipping away from him because he just hasn't been able to close out the Great Wall of Johnny. It's just so difficult to get around. Considering evolving, but I actually think I would prefer to see... I think I would have preferred to see the Diaboromon option, Catastrophe Cannon. There it is. For 4, he's going to de-digivolve by 2 and plays out the token because we do have a Diaboromon. And he only committed 1 attack. Kind of interesting that it wasn't like a Keramon or something to chump block. I mean, he did live as well, which is kind of cool. We're going to continue this swinging blocking game. Oh, man, just the steel turn off all the things getting deleted. That's crazy. This floodgate chump blockers are just so difficult to deal with here. We are going to get some bot decks at the end of turn, but... yeah, it's so messy here, and it looks like we are going to be calling curtains to the game with Johnny doing his best to swing through all the defenses, and he is going to take it in a 2-0 fashion. If you did like what you saw and are looking forward to more Diaboromon, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Consider joining the growing list of members of Ultimate Champions, or even our rookies, our unsung heroes, Bradley Robb, Greatness Beam, and King Fujitoro for supporting the channel. And thank you everyone that did subscribe and get us across to 2K. And as always, have yourselves a damn good one.